a target. And I would suggest that to some degree, Puka has taken the paintbrush and painted the target on his back, but Puka has become a target. We've seen Puka get in trouble based upon things that he's done by himself, and then you've heard of accusations. But the problem for me is, how come so much controversy is circling you, Puka? Where there's smoke, there is fire. Again, it is an accusation, so I'm not going to suggest that Puka is guilty of anything that he is being accused of doing. However, his lawyer did suggest that there is horseplay, so that bite mark is something that the lawyer is to some degree tacitly approved that actually did occur. But for me, Puka, you are of entirely too much value to carry yourself like you're carrying yourself. You are of entirely too much value to consistently be publicly drunk in all of these places where people are ready and willing to take advantage of you. Puka, you have to realize your value. You are a $180 million human being in the flesh right now. If JSN just got about 160 and something, you finna get your 160. Puka, you're literally that. You are the embodiment of $100+ million. Act accordingly. I'm not suggesting that everything Puka has been accused of doing, he did. What I am suggesting is, Puka, you are a dollar sign. And sometimes people can see dollar signs. So Puka, you have to carry yourself in the manner of who you're going to be, not necessarily who you are today. Who you are today might be a young 24-year-old kid, but who you're going to be is a multimillionaire, maybe billionaire, depending upon the legacy that you build for your family. Act like who you're going to be, not necessarily who you are today, because trouble just keeps surrounding you.
Yeah, I'll just say this, right? I'm not sure how much trouble I'm reading here. I mean, a lot of allegedly this, allegedly that. I don't know what's true, what's false. I don't know. This is what I will say, though. Puka, regardless of what's being said about you, how people have their own opinion about you, he's going to be the richest person in this room, all of us combined. So, you know, my take on it is he's a 24-year-old kid living his dream, right? Yeah, maybe he might be doing a little bit, having too much fun. But what's too much fun? He's 24, right? So Acho just talked about having, what, 100 and...
He's going
to be the richest guy in this room combined 3 times over, regardless of what we think, right? I don't know about the biting and all that. I don't understand that part. That was wild. But I've been lied on before, and people do lie on superstar players. And every time you say one thing, it goes a million places. So I don't know what's true or not true, but I will say this. Puka, you can have your fun. You just tone down just a little bit. You ain't breaking no laws. You ain't breaking no rules, right? You ain't harming nobody, from my knowledge. But you're a rich guy, gonna be even richer in a couple of months. Take it easy, bro. That's it.
And that's fair. Like,
that's
to me,
real.
But to me, Shady, that is a take that, and you don't talk for the approval of you don't get take for my approval, but that is a take where I'm like, you know what? To me, at least Puka, hear that. If you hear nothing else, at least hear that. Like, hear the aspect of just tone it down a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Just tone it down. You're a very rich man. You're going to be even richer, you said. But Puka, like, just tone it down a little bit, because my thing is, and Shady's right, like, several famous people and wealthy people, including athletes, have been lied on to their detriment, right? And unfortunately, when you get lied on, the person who accuses you of something, they face no backlash.
They never do.
The person that gets lied on just faces backlash. But given we live in a society where we know being lied on is a possibility, not suggesting Puka didn't do it, not suggesting Puka did do it, I don't know. But given we know being lied on is a possibility, just prevent yourself, if at all possible, from being lied on. Prevent yourself, if at all possible, and not being lied on, but being lied on so much so that it hits TMZ, it goes viral, and it's going to be on every major sports show tomorrow.
But that's what TMZ is, though. That's why I don't follow TMZ. What you do is you hope for young players to fail so you can make money on them. That's the truth. I hate what they got going on. And I'll say it's with Puka, though. Like, when I say tone it down, I mean just, hey, man, maybe just be a little smart with the things you may do. Because every little thing, they want to make it so big. Like, I don't know what has he really done that was that bad.
Well, here's the thing, 25.
Okay.
This accusation, here's the thing. Realistically speaking, the accusation, now thankfully, there is no evidence or anything, but F all the Jews off GP. You saw what happened when Kyrie Irving had an anti-Semitic.
Hold up.
Yes, sir.
We don't know if he said that, though.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Thankfully, there's no
so when they even bring that up, it's like, oh my God, he said, no, he didn't say, because we don't know what he said or didn't say.
Correct.
And I see a lot of times, I don't know the guy's name, I forget, but he was an actor, and he lied and said these people beat him up.
Yeah,
and
Justin Smollett.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, what happened to him? Like nothing happened to that. You lie and all this and that, and they harmed and beat you up. and nothing happened about it.
Yeah.
This happens all the time.
Yeah.
And nothing happens when.
But here's
It does happen all the time.
But here's my problem.
What's his name?
Jesse Smollett, I believe. He was an actor. Here's my problem is I'm not going to completely make Puka immune to what's going on.
Why not?
Here's why. We don't see these issues as JSN. And JSN, it's not JSN, sorry. So it's not like, well, JSN, you ain't half the player that Puka is. You ain't got the attention Puka got. No, it's like there are certain players that just find themselves surrounded by more trouble than other players. And Puka has contributed to some of this. One, whenever you are wildly drunken in public, you give yourself the opportunity to be taken advantage of. Kieran has stories. I don't know if you're going to share them. I don't know if you're not. But you give yourself opportunities to be taken advantage of. I was at the Super Bowl. I seen Puka. And not only was I at the Super Bowl and seen Puka at an event, I got texted about Puka at several events. And I'm like, Puka, at the point in which you just can't defend yourself. You can't protect yourself, both from story and from actual action. So to me, like, it's not like every NFL superstar is being accused of things that Puka's been accused of multiple times.
But yeah, he ain't no saint though.
No,
and
he's 24.
And JSN might just stay in the house. He might play video games and don't hang out. He might not drink. Puka does. Puka hangs out. Puka he may drink. And the Super Bowl, yeah, he was drunk. Okay, he wasn't driving. He didn't break no laws. He had security. He had a driver. What we talking about? The problem is when a player steps out his element and wants to live a little bit and let his hair down, it's a problem. I can see if he was domestic violence, drinking and driving, breaking the law. He's not. He's not. But then even this situation with the bite mark.
Yeah.
Did you call the cops? But we gonna do a civil suit? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what's the problem with Puka. Because I know players I played against that broke the law. That was a real harm to society. I know them guys. You do too.
Yep.
He's not. He's a 24-year-old kid living his dream and having a little bit more fun than other kids.
But here's my problem.
He ain't breaking no law or no rules.
Shady, is with your language, right? Your language. Your language is having a little more fun. Having a little more fun is now being accused of biting somebody against their will. Accused, obviously, right? Mind you, I'm prefacing everything with accused. Letting his hair down. You're using the verbiage letting his hair down. That's a very nice way to say, like, publicly drunk and yelling outside of a car.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, the verbiage, it does happen, but it doesn't mean we have to condone the behavior. Like, is it behavior? Sure, all day. But, like, I don't think it's beneficial for Puka.
Why is it a bad thing? Tell me why it's a bad thing. If I'm out at a party and having a great time and a great night, and I had a couple drinks, and I'm laughing, I'm having a good time, but I got security and I got a driver, what's wrong with that?
Because he's being sued right now.
No. I'm talking about. But you get sued for anything now.
Yeah, you get sued off of allegations.
I'm saying, did he get sued for yelling out the window and having a good time? He was drinking outside.
No, but this was a December 31st incident. So, like, he got sued. This occurred on a night while he was drunk. Like, that's what I'm getting at. Do you think it's beneficial? It's not beneficial, right? Can we all agree, like, this isn't helping Puka?
But there's a lot of situations where you get sued for all type of stuff. I can name mad stories where people just been getting sued. I've been sued for all type of stuff.
I think it's
that has nothing to do with.
Yeah. I think it's a situation that he can learn from, though. Also, Puka's now a superstar. Puka's now going to have a huge magnifying glass on everything that he does, especially whenever he steps out. So if he's out partying and whatnot, he's 24. I'm not going to blame him for going out and partying and living his life. He's a millionaire now. He worked for this at the end of the day. Like, you go do your thing. Be 24. The thing is, though, now I think it's a learning lesson for him, because it's like, hey, if I do end up having a wild night out, or if I do end up making mistakes, those mistakes are now amplified to the nth degree because I have the platform and the following or whatever it is that I do now. I think this is a tough situation, though, too. It's tough because it's like you said, Shady. Allegations are very, very like tough whenever it comes to professional athletes. This is a random example, but do you guys remember when Odell Beckham Jr. There was a girl that came out on a podcast and said that she asked him to like shit on her chest or something like that. Like that sounds crazy, but also people are like, oh my God, OBJ likes getting his chest shit on and not like That doesn't even sound remotely like feasible, but also at the same time, people just took it and ran with it like it was nobody's business because you can just say stuff like that whenever you have a bit of a platform about professional athletes. I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm saying he just has to be more careful.
Bingo. To me, here's the point of tension. Puka hasn't done anything illegal, and nobody is saying that. But in the same breath of when you start to see somebody flirt with trouble. Like gateway trouble.
But what's trouble though? Because I agree with Shady. He's not breaking the law.
Of course, but the law. Y'all got to remember,
he's having fun.
You can do something from within the law and still get suspended.
Yeah.
Like that, breaking. Let's not act like but you didn't break the law, so everything else you did is great behavior.
He ain't gonna suspend it though.
My thing is though,
there's nothing he's done that's gonna get suspended for. Another thing is what law? The law of
the court of public opinion is greater than.
Who cares though? I don't care about all that though.
Corporations do. Your owners do.
The people negotiating is contract.
The guys you talking about, they gonna pay him $180 million. I watch these owners that you talking about. The public opinion pay even more than that for players doing way more than.
But you've also seen owners trade, cut, or release players for doing less.
That's cool. I mean, well, I don't know. They're not this type of caliber player. I don't know what players you're talking about. They're not him. A guy like Puka. They're not doing that. They're not going to at all. So I don't know what they're talking about. And
let's talk Kyrie then. Remember Kyrie?
He's one of the highest paid basketball players ever played the game.
Not with the Nets.
He's one of the highest paid basketball players of all time. I don't know what about the Nets. I don't know nothing about the Nets. They don't do nothing but lose. He's winning. He's a winner. You might like what he said or what he did. Cool. I get it. Yep. Right. Some things offend me too when people say stuff. Cool. He's high paid. What's the problem? The public opinion, that's the problem. We live for everybody else. That's why the whole social media thing is so messed up. Because everybody's trying to do stuff
but what if you,
for likes, attention,
then what if you even
and your opinion.
But what if you even live for yourself? If you're just living for yourself,
he ain't nothing wrong
being accused of biting somebody if you're living for yourself, getting drunk consistently in public if you're living for yourself. Say I'm not even living for anybody else. Let me just live for myself. If you're just living for yourself, aren't there certain actions that's like, you know what? I can mature beyond this.
Puka going to heaven.
Shady, I'm not the gatekeeper of heaven or hell.
I'm just letting you know. He's still going to heaven. I don't think he's nothing like that. I'm just saying.
I don't have a heaven or hell to put him in. I'm just simply.
Sorry, that was a crazy right hook that came out. I didn't see that one coming out of nowhere. I like that though. That's a good response. You just started talking about something. Yeah,
I think because I know Puka, right? Yeah. I know what type of kid he is. He ain't. I know some bad athletes.
Yeah,
that's
course.
Like bad people. That I don't care how good they are. My son will not take a picture with him. My son will not. I don't care how big of a fan. But Puka, I went to the World Series.
He's a good dude, man.
And I let my son hang out with him, talk to him. I'm like, yo, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
I won't let no public opinion change my mind on that. Sorry.
Yeah. But Shady, you made a point.